go over the filter tab in the performance editor. I'm not sure where I want to start with this. I'll go ahead and explain that on the Kronos, by default, each timbre is assigned to a MIDI channel, right? So timbres 1 through 16 are assigned to MIDI channel 1 through 16. Well, the modules send data to certain MIDI channels. You know this. We can assign any module to any MIDI channel, and that will then have that module affect that timbre. Well, note that the keyboard transmits data globally on the global channel. And then once the module receives it, it can then transmit that data that it received to that timbre. So, for example, some performance data like pitch bend data, it would be received on the module would receive pitch bend data on the global channel and then transmit that pitch bend data to module to timbre 6. So some things in the receive part of the filter are performance data and some things are CC data. So performance data I actually can't send unless I'm getting that performance data from the Kronos itself. So like pitch bend would be performance data. That's JS plus Y and minus Y that I just messed with. But if I have this assigned to Cubase, doing JS plus Y and minus Y don't do anything. Other data though, like your CC01, like your regular mod wheel, that is a CC, that's continuous controller data. So that is data that can be received via just the global port right here. And then we can filter out what data the module receives. So to demonstrate this, I'll go ahead and play an example, and then I have the Kronos set up to where my mod wheel just does a regular low pass filter sweep. And you'll see the CC01 data. See, the higher it goes, the more the filter closes. But if I take off CC01, you'll see that even though it receives that data, the module receives that data, it doesn't transmit that data to timbre 6. Likewise, all of the other ones work the same way. I don't really need to walk you through, CC02, 16, 64, or anything like that. But I do want to show you other controllers, because I haven't actually tested this out yet, but I'm pretty sure that just means every other CC number. So I have AL1 set up so that filter sweep from CC01 is actually engaged by the vector joystick plus X. And so I have the Kronos set, so the vector joystick is all the way to the right, VJS plus X, and then that enables me to do a filter sweep with CC01. But if I take off other controllers, then it should disable that VJS plus X. And yeah, let's just try it out. So if I start Karma, let me try to reset this. And then let me actually enable this. Okay, cool. So right now I have the vector joystick in the middle, so that means it's not the intensity of CC01 is actually turned off. Now let me try to turn off other controllers and then increase the intensity again. That's with the VJS plus X, and then use CC01. And you'll see that it is in fact disabled. So that's interesting to note, is that when you turn off any incoming data, CC data, it'll leave the CC in whatever the last state you had it at when it was receiving CC data. So in that case, I had the VJS plus X all the way to the right, and then I disabled it. It just remained all the way to the right. It didn't like reset the data back to center. So that's everything for this input section. Let's move on to the generated data. So pitch bend is pretty obvious. I can just run Karma we're in CL1, so let's put bend on, and then let's have the bend start. See, we're generating bend data, and then of course we could just click that, and then it stops sending bend data. CCA is usually panning, just found in the CCs. Sorry, this is module 5. Let's go to module 1. So you can see it's panning left to right. And then if I just take off CCA, it's only panning center. It stops any kind of output from panning. CCB is... let's find out. This is set so CCA is phase 1 and CCB is phase 2. And these are transmitting simultaneously. CCB is fixed on off, so it doesn't actually matter if we don't transmit CCB. But if this were set to something else, you know, like brightness or something, where's that? I think it's like, yeah, low pass filters, CC74. If we had that assigned to be sending data out as the patterns recycling, then we could turn that off. The envelope's pretty self-explanatory. This will just turn off any envelope data. The envelopes transmit data based on the type of envelope that you have. Notes, that should be another obvious one. If Karma's running and then I stop sending note data, then we're not generating notes. Karma will still be running. It just won't be generating any note data. So the series you can see is see, it is still running, but the chord just sends out the chord. Individual note sends out an individual note. So that's convenient if you want to have like envelopes modulate the sound, but you don't want the notes. I'll often turn off the notes for like LFOs or things like that for the RTC controls. Last one is wave sequence. I don't think I really need to go into that one either. It just means that any data that's generated by the wave sequencing is turned off. So that's everything for the filter. I may have ran through some things kind of quickly, but hopefully it all makes sense. And as usual, ask me anything and I'll answer. Okay.